Thank you for tuning in to our preview of the Pac-10 conference. It's going to be a couple of new teams and some teams that have been around for a little while. We're going to see what they have to offer. What kind of rankings do you have for these guys this season?
Well, starting off my Pac-10 rankings, Falco, we're going to go with Weekend Warriors. Travis is by far probably the most tenured player in the Pac-10 history in the LB Gridiron. I think his veteran leadership is going to win them to the championship by the end of the season. Second, I'm going to go with H-Town. I think that they have the best QB in the conference. I'm not sure too much about the talent around him, but I think that Steve knows enough players that he should be able to fill a very competitive team. My third team is going to be the Wranglers. They're very organized. It's actually football coaches on this team mixed in with a lot of young talent that they're grooming. And I think that that combination should get them the number 3 spot or possibly higher depending on how well they play and who they pick up. Fourth is the Savages. If talent won games, then they'd be winning a lot more games than they do, but unfortunately the organization and practice comes into winning games, and I don't think that they do too much of that. Then we're going to go with the Hooligans. Not sure, they're kind of rebuilding this team. They did go to the Pac-10 championship a few seasons ago as the Border Hoppers. Let's see what they come out with now. Then we're going to go with the Ringers. The only reason why they're not in the last spot is because we have a brand new team that we don't know anything about. Hopefully they're a lot more competitive this season. I know it's a bunch of good guys on the team, very consistent. I just don't know if they have the talent to put themselves over the top. Hopefully they did a really good job recruiting in the offseason. And then we have the Swarm, which is a complete unknown. Nobody knows anything about them. They could be a bunch of 4-foot midgets for all we know. What do you have your rankings?
Well, Don, my Pac-10 ranking is going to be just slightly different from yours. I'm going to start at the top with H-Town. I think obviously the most experienced QB in the conference and the best QB in the conference. I happened to catch them at a scrimmage, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of teams in this conference. Next, I'm going to go with the Weekend Warriors. Savvy veteran Travis is going to try and keep his squad together. The talent we don't know about, but we know that he's definitely going to be organizing some things. Third, I'm going to go with the Wranglers as well. I believe that the mix of coaches and young talent will keep them around. They've been around a couple times. They take some seasons off, but I think this time they're going to actually make us a little run. Fourth, I'm going to go with the Savages. Obviously, in this conference, they are one of the fastest and most talented teams. Organization and chemistry has been their problem. They have a new veteran to their mix, and if he can get them to listen and buy into the system, I think they actually will win this conference. Ringers are going to be my fifth team. I think that they've been around, they've taken their lumps, and I think this season they're going to make the jump. Their QB's coming off of injury, so I think they're ready to go, they're geared up, and I really think they're going to make some noise. Next I'm going to go with the Hooligans. They are the former Border Hoppers, but they have a lot of new faces, and I believe a lot of young faces. They do have one of the most exciting players in this conference, and he should definitely win them games alone. Finally, we do have the Swarm. They are a brand new team. If they're 4-foot midgets, then we probably better watch out, because we know how you like the 4-foot midgets in the bedroom. So we're going to go ahead and finish that up and take a look at some of the individual players and teams to watch.
Funny. Yeah, I guess that was you in my window. Moving forward, players to watch in this conference. I mean, with so many unknowns, it's really hard. I know the Savages have a lot of talent, a lot of speed, too many numbers to actually name. Like we both stated before, I think that Steve at QB is definitely going to be the best quarterback in the conference. Not really sure what position Travis is playing. I think he's a more than capable QB, and he's also a really good wide receiver, so I'm sure he's going to be all over the field. And for the other teams, I'm not really sure too much about. What do you have, Falco?
Well, I definitely agree. Steve's going to be the top QB in this conference. And I mean, he's been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. Travis is obviously one of the most experienced players in this conference. He's definitely looking to make some things happen. As far as the Savages go, I mean, they have a very experienced center. Again, a lot of speed. If they actually have matching jerseys this season, then we probably can differentiate who's who. With the Hooligans, they have definitely one of the most exciting players. They call him Nice. He was probably the most offensively explosive guy in the Pac-10 a couple seasons ago. He also won a championship with the franchise last season, playing both sides of the ball. So he definitely has been around. He's very quick, can make some noise. As far as some of the other guys, the Ringers have a guy they like to rely on, a young kid named Jeremy. He plays both sides of the ball. Filled in a quarterback when their quarterback got hurt, so he's definitely looking to probably step up and take a leadership role for this squad. Other than that, there really isn't much we can talk about. Savages are probably the most explosive team on paper, but if there's no organization and no chemistry, then they're going to end up out of the playoffs once again. Thank you for tuning in to the Pac-10 season preview, and we look to give you more information and details as the season goes on with our weekly highlights and talking about scores and recaps. Thank you.